All right, so I'm cooking my second dish for the day, which is the stew that I got yesterday, and I got goat to go with it. I was originally going to cook that tomorrow, but I have some more time after making the soup, and it wasn't super difficult, so I think I can easily make the goat. That is something I'm more accustomed to making, and I don't really need to follow a recipe for it. I'm just gonna cut up some onions and then fry them, add the ginger garlic paste, and then we're gonna add the goat and then just let it simmer until the goat is soft. I can't use the Instapot for that because I already have my soup in the Instapot, so we're just gonna use a regular pot. But that's gonna be I think a pretty good amount to make. Tomorrow I'm going to work on the oxtail, and yeah, that one's going to be a little different because I'm not used to oxtail, and I'm not sure how long to cook it for, but I'm probably going to use the Instapot for the oxtail too. But that'll be a total of 4 dishes in a week, and I went from making no dishes in a week, so this is really good progress. Yeah, so let's get started with the onions. I'm gonna cut up the onions. I am thinking of adding potatoes to this meat, or making a separate potato dish. I'm gonna decide that towards the end, but I do have potatoes that I got. Originally I was gonna add them to the soup, but I decided not to because the Korean soup is supposed to be made with radish. So I just ended up getting the radish. I didn't think I would find Korean radish, but I ended up finding it at the store. So what I'm going to do with the potatoes is probably make them with the oxtail. I think oxtail and potato will be a little bit better of a combination. I may also add potatoes to this dish with the meat, with the goat, because you can't go wrong with goat and potatoes. Yeah, I also was thinking of making homemade bread with, I had a student telling me the other day that she made homemade naan with Greek yogurt and water. I think it was just 2 ingredients, but I have to look up the recipe just to make sure, but that looked really simple to make. So if it is simple, or as simple as it seems, I might make that too, but let's just go one thing at a time. So onions and the goat, I'll pull out, can wash the goat, and then just start that. It won't take that long to make. The longest part of it is just letting the goat simmer and letting it cook and get soft, which will just take maybe half an hour or an hour. So right now we're just gonna cut more onions. These onions have been making my eyes hurt a little bit, but it's okay. But yeah, so I was just thinking of different ideas of things to make and video content to make, and I came across the idea, I think just randomly, to start cooking videos, because that's just the easiest thing to do for me in this moment. I thought of doing workouts. I thought of a lot of different things I could do, and I will eventually branch out and do other things that I enjoy. But this one was I don't know. I just kind of spontaneously started cutting up an onion, and I just put my camera on, and I don't know. It ended up just, I don't know, I ended up liking it. So here, I'm gonna push the camera back a little. My eyes are really, really always hurting when I cut up onions, but I don't really know what else to do except cut them up really fast so they don't hurt my eyes. Oh, they hurt. Oh my God, these ones hurt more than the last ones. Oh. Anyways, I'm almost done though. So literally we're just going to cut up onions, wash the meat, and then that'll be it for this. Like, I'm not really gonna film the rest because there's not much to film other than like the pot and the meat cooking in the pot. So, like I said, this is just like an easy recipe. I really do like meat dishes, and meat is one of my favorite foods. Somebody asked me recently what my favorite food was, and I said I didn't know. I didn't have a favorite food. But if I had to pick one, it would be goat meat. I like goat meat in anything. Like, I think I could probably eat goat for the rest of my life and not get tired. I like it in rice. I like goat gravy. But yeah, in that moment, I drew a blank. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. I don't have a favorite food. And I think I actually said matcha, which I don't even know if that counts. But I really do like matcha. But that, I don't think that's a food. What is your favorite food? You can leave it in the comments. But yeah, this is all meal prep, and hopefully I'll eat it all, or I'll try to eat it all. If I can't finish it, I'll give it to my brother, who is very good at finishing food. Yeah. So this is the spice I'm using, and it's really good. I'm not good at mixing my own spices, so I'm using this. Now for the goat stew, this is the onions frying, and then we're gonna add garlic ginger paste and the meat in a second here. So I've already sauteed the ginger and the garlic, and we've added the goat meat, and we're gonna add the spices. We're gonna mix this up and then add the water, and then let it sit for about half an hour to an hour, just until it gets soft, basically. So we're just mixing up the spices here, just making sure it gets mixed in real good with the meat. So we're just sauteing the meat for a few minutes, letting it brown, and then we're gonna add some water and let it simmer and get soft. This is the final product for the goat curry. I actually added chia seeds for some fiber, about 2/3 cup of chia seeds. That's my first time trying that, but I really like the idea of having a little bit of fiber with the meat. So yeah, that's the final product.